So today we're gonna go over a really easy to use guide that you can use at home to get the most out of your Clever Dripper. The Clever Dripper is a hybrid brewing process that combines the ease of a full immersion brew with the clarity of a pour over. For the majority of your brew, your coffee and water are gonna sit together like in a French press. However, when your dripper is placed on a cup or decanter, the plunger using gravity will dispense your coffee through the paper filter, allowing for a cleaner cup. The materials needed to brew are going to be a Clever Dripper, a gram scale, number 4 bleached Bonmac filters, a gooseneck kettle, a timer, spoon, dosing cup, a decanter, and of course, our coffee. First step is we're going to fold our Bonmac filter along the side and bottom edge. This will allow it to sit into our Clever Dripper nice and snug. The Specialty Coffee Association recommends brewing temperature of between 195 to 205 degrees. Overshooting this temperature will allow for any expected loss of temperature that happens during the brewing process. Once your water is nice and hot, we're going to rinse our filter. This does a few things for us. Not only does it preheat our brewer, which is important, but it also gets rid of any potential paper flavor that might be in our filter. And don't forget to remove your rinse water. We're gonna be using 30 grams of whole bean coffee for this brew. So using your gram scale, you can weigh out your 30 grams. Using a burr grinder, place your 30 grams in, and we're gonna grind medium coarse. To give you a point of reference, if 1 is the finest and 11 is the coarsest, we are grinding this coffee on a 10. Next, we'll shake our coffee to make sure it's nice and level. We'll tare our scale so it starts at 0. And as soon as you're ready to pour your water, you'll start a timer counting down from 3.5 minutes. We'll introduce 60 grams of water. You want to ensure everything is evenly saturated. We're going to allow 30 seconds for our coffee to bloom. Now, blooming is an essential first stage of any coffee brewing. What it allows is a degas of CO2 and other volatile gases that are imparted into the cell wall of the bean during the roasting process. You want to remove these so that it creates room for your water to permeate into your bean and allows for an even extraction. After 30 seconds, pouring in concentric circles, I'm going to pour the remainder of our water. You don't want to pour too slow because you want to give your Clever time to brew. Concentric circles can start in the center and work their way out towards the edge, and then move back into the center and repeat until you hit your 480 grams. This gives us a coffee to water ratio of 1 to 16, which is 1 part coffee to 16 parts water. This determines the strength or concentration of our brew. Place the lid of your Clever on to help retain heat. Once your timer goes off, you can go ahead and remove the lid and stir the slurry 3 times. This propels the fines to the sides of the filter and prevents it from draining really slowly or clogging as it drains. We're aiming for a 30-second overall drain time, which gives us a total brew time of 4 minutes. If your coffee drains really slowly and your coffee also tastes very hollow, muddled, bitter, monotone, sometimes even accompanied by a drying sensation, I would recommend coarsening your grind size. If your coffee drains really quickly, also accompanied by unpleasant sourness, lacking sweetness, or a light body, you can fine up your grind size for the next brew. The overall goal is to always get sweetness while still representing the flavor notes of that coffee. Once your coffee is fully drained, you can go ahead and pinch the filter and compost it. Coffee brews in layers known as stratification. I'm just going to give it a few stirs with a nice clean spoon so that every sip is going to taste the best. And you can pour a cup and enjoy. The Clever Dripper is my most recommended brewer for anybody who's looking to get into home brewing. It is affordable, easy to use, easy to clean, indestructible, and it's going to give you a consistent cup of coffee every time. So try this recipe out at home and let us know what you think.